It's time for Let's Talk Relationship, yes. I know that we all get very excited on Thursdays, most especially when it comes to Prime Monday, because we bring you things that you know, are going on in people's relationships that you might be going through, but you don't have anybody to speak to about it. That's why we are here for you. But today's topic is going to be very, very interesting, because I know that you've asked a lot of questions. You go on social media and then you chance on a couple and you follow this couple, and then you try to imagine yourself being in such relationships or being in such marriages. You know, one way or the other, they have some level of influence on your choice of partner. They do, whether you like it or not, because you're constantly watching them. And so the conversation that we're going to have is love in the spotlight, putting your marriage out, putting your relationship out there. At the end of the day, what really is the goal? What are you hoping to get from it? How do you think about the people on the receiving end? How are they receiving everything? And what is the thought process that goes on when they are seeing the various videos that are posted online? We have to learn something from this, okay? And so that's the reason that Pastor Michael McCann and his beautiful wife, Lady Joella McCann, are here this morning. Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Good to have you again.
Good morning.
Good to be here. Thank you for having us.
You look good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like this. I like this. How have you been? How has everything been?
Everything's been well by God's grace.
Yeah.
By God's grace.
Been really, really busy with the social media.
Yeah.
And the boys.
Oh, yeah, you have been busy.
Been very overwhelmed.
Yeah, I know.
It happened for us this year, really. So it's new territory for us, but it's been great. We've really enjoyed it.
So the very first time that I chanced on your video, I told you the very first day that you came in here, and it was a video of Pastor Michael McCann professing his love all over again to Lady Joella. I'm like, hey. And it was in their church.
Yeah.
So he did it in front of the congregation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. There was some level of genuineness with it. Yeah. And you could tell a whole, like, there was just something different and lovable about that video. And right afterwards, yes, we would sometimes see some videos, but it wasn't as much as now. This year, they are bombarding us with videos left, right, center, like, hey, you know, being all lovey-dovey, loving, See, you people make love sweet, too. You make love look so very attractive. So a lot of their videos, you know, we have some having over 2 million views. Yeah. How many of you watching me this morning, how many of you saw your mom and dad love up like this? Me, my mother, and my father. I don't want to go there because they are watching me this morning. So let me just keep everything in my head and let me just keep mute. And let's focus on a beautiful couple seated with us this morning. What we see on social media. My first question that I would ask you is the glamour, the beauty, the elegance that we see. What really is the reality?
Do you want to go ahead?
I would say the reality is we do it without the elegance as well and without the beauty.
Okay.
So we do it when we wake up. We do it before we go to bed. We do it with the lights off and the lights on. It's something that has become part of our relationship.
Yeah.
So it's not especially for social media. But we do, when we do dress up like this, we do get close. And we do personal things to each other.
Okay.
Yeah. Acts of love.
When you dress in similar clothes.
Because from the very moment that, you know, we started dating and courting, after the introduction to the family and they accepted us, etc., after he proposed and all, the first thing was, I think, around Malum. I bought a material and I said, oh, would he like to make a shirt? He said yes. So he made a matching shirt, and literally this was 17 years ago.
Okay.
It's what we do. We always match. So going to church, do you have a similar color? Do you have the same print? So I can't buy a print for myself and not consider him.
Okay.
And he can't buy a print and not consider me.
No, I've done it in the past, and she said, where's hers?
And where's mine? Yeah. Every time he buys a print, I'm like, where's mine? At least I'll take a yard for my head or to add, an accessory, something or the other. So, it's really this year that our social media has blown up like that. and you are seeing who we are. But for us, it's not so much about putting out there that we're a glamorous couple or that, you know, we have what you don't have. We are literally like this all the time. So you are seeing like the end result of 17 years worth of our love, of our relating, of our togetherness, of being able to overcome challenges, of being able to have, let's say, a disagreement in the morning, but we are both of the understanding that by afternoon, evening, we have to come back together. We are against the disagreement. You know, we are not against each other. You know, so it's taken a lot of advice, it's taking a lot of learning, a lot of conversation. When Michael and I begin to talk, it can be for hours, 2 hours, and we are just using that conversation to get to know each other.
More.
So we just realized that these conversations must be important for others, or to encourage other couples to have such conversation.
So I'm still learning Joella, and Joella's still learning me.
You see, that's one thing that a lot of people don't know or are refusing to accept, that you can't know anybody too well.
No, you cannot.
So if you get comfortable with a certain character of your partner, and then something switches in a few months to come, you decide to opt out, you decide to flee, you decide to run, forgetting that as the days go by, the person is going to change. Because we are growing. Anyways, before we continue, my dear viewers, send your questions to our WhatsApp number. The number is 055-157-5757. Pastor Michael McCann and Lady Joella are here to answer it all for you. What are some of the myths? What are some of the things, the questions that you've had about relationships or marriages or counseling, you know, words of advice that you've chanced on social media? How do you feel about it? They are here to answer it all for you. And then also on Facebook, you can get into our comment section. Maybe you can do WhatsApp. So our Facebook page is Joy Prime TV. Get into the comment section, but don't forget to hit the share button, because this could also bless someone very close to you. Yeah, Pastor Michael, what would you say would be some of the myths? I know that definitely you studied social media before you decided to, you know, go into this. I wouldn't say study, but then you believe that you could get comfortable to some extent. You believe that you could maneuver your way to some extent.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I always looked at our relationship and thought that this is something that people would appreciate, things that we do. So you're right. When you say studied, like, I've seen other people do things. I thought to myself, oh, me and wifey could do that. Or me and the kids could do that. So I did have that vision. You are right.
So what would you say would be some of the myths surrounding public relationships or people publicizing their marriages and relationships?
Some of the myths, as in it's a bad thing to do and it's going to cause trouble for you. I would say that we've been able to work out our troubles before we went onto social media. So we've had a lot of troubles, we've worked through them, and that makes it easy to be on social media today. So we've had lots of tests and trials, and it's not been easy. So the experiences we've had has helped us.
And I think because we are what I would class to be an older couple, because we are, you know, 10 years plus, is that there is a certain amount of maturity as well that has come along with our relationship. Like if you every couple of years, and the milestones and the things that will challenge you in the relationship, but you have to show your partner that despite whatever goes on, if you have a set goal together as a couple, are you going to be reliable? Are you going to be dependable? And are you going to be available? So we can have a misunderstanding because of something that has happened the previous day. But then let's say earlier on, we said we would record, you know, for social media today. Am I still going to show up? Am I going to be able to
regardless of your squabbles you've had?
Regardless of what's going on? Or am I going to sabotage something beautiful that we are putting out there and we can see are blessing people's lives? So we have to put all these things aside. I still have to be someone that he can rely on, someone he can depend on. And will I be available?
And when she does that, or when the partner does that, because we're both supposed to do it, you admire it. And because you admire it, you love. If someone's reliable, dependable, and available, then you admire that in the person. And because you admire, you lean into them. When you lean into them, you decide to love them. Because that's lovable. those traits in someone is very lovable.
Yeah.
So even though we have lots of challenges as married couples in relationships, when someone exhibits such characteristics, they are so lovable.
Aww. Ooh, I like
we're
that.
all looking for someone to depend on. We're all looking for someone to depend on.
Yeah.
We're all looking for someone to rely on.
Yeah.
So if you can have that in your mindset, in your marriage, in your relationship, then even when you hit a difficult spot, if you find you have a disagreement, an argument, something that you can't see eye to eye on, you still want to be reliable for them. You still want to be dependable, and you still want to be available. And there's been times in my marriage I haven't been available, and I've seen the consequence.
Okay.
There's been times where Joella hasn't been reliable or dependable, and we can see the difference in it.
Right.
So now we put everything aside, and we still make sure we do that for each other, and that's why we love each other. It's not an accident or a coincidence.
You have worked.
Yeah.
You have worked to get here. I want us to get into milestones. How long have you been married, though?
So this November is 17 years.
My goodness, you're almost talking 20.
Yes.
That's beautiful. Congratulations.
So she was 19, and I was 22.
But we met at 19 and 21. Then he had his birthday in October, and then we got married in November.
How long did you have to date?
3 months.
It was about, so September, October, November. Yeah.
You dated for 3 months?
Yeah.
But it was intense.
Yeah.
It was talking every day, being with each other all the time.
As much as possible, because we were studying. You had just finished, and I had just started psychology and sociology. So
And I'd speak through the
every
whole
time.
night. From
we literally
12 to 4 and 5 in the morning. My dad came in the morning. I said, have you been on the phone all night? You were listening.
And then we'd email each other when I was in college.
It was email.
Within these 3 months, you were constantly communicating with each other.
Constantly.
So either via phone?
Phone, text, and emails.
Text messages, emails.
Email.
Yeah.
Face to face.
Face to face.
Going to church.
Yeah, so we attended the same church together, so we'd meet there. He'd pick me up and take me to church. That was conversation. He'd drop me back. That was conversation. And I mean, I was sold because he was a perfect gentleman. Even after proposal, on our proposal day, he did not even kiss me. Like, that's how much of a gentleman he was. He did not break like boundaries or lines and say, oh, I've proposed to you now, I can touch you, I can, all those groping and none of that. None of that.
I'd come from a place where we did that a lot. So it's not like I hadn't done it before.
Where you did the kissing.
I don't want to lie.
I like that.
Let's be truthful.
You don't want to lie. Yeah.
Joella wasn't the first person I kissed. She wasn't the first person that, I've done certain things with. She should have been, but she wasn't. So when I realized that she was wifey material and I had a mindset of marriage, then I wanted to make sure that I protected her and I honored her, because in the past I hadn't honored someone. So now I wanted to go in with honor.
Yeah.
So.
And I could also receive it because I was coming from a very wild background.
Okay. When you say wild?
So multiple boyfriends, at a time, that sort of thing. And then, when you are in that place and you lean into... So when you are in that sort of place and it wears at your self-esteem. Yeah. Being with multiple men, being with multiple boyfriends. Me and my girlfriends will talk about it. Oh, we like this guy, we like that guy. I'm going out with this one. Different guys are dropping you off at the college, they're cheering you on. But it wears at your self-esteem. So when the men also realize that you have those self-esteem issues because of how you put yourself out there, they take advantage. And
exactly.
I was now in abusive relationships.
You're now vulnerable.
I was now in abusive relationships. So sexually abusive, verbally abusive. There was a lot of things that I was enduring at that time. So when I came across him and he put the lines down and there was even he never even held my hand.
What?
It was on the day that he proposed when he showed me to his parents.
You have to remember though, she was the pastor's daughter.
So you had to respect that as well.
It wasn't just that, but I was in the church and I never thought of her as a wife at the time. So I was being extra careful. But I would advise men, be extra careful.
Be extra careful.
Especially if she's your wife. Like, treat her like a glass that can break.
Yeah.
So with the Jewish men, when they get married, they get a glass and they break it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, it's a tradition of theirs.
In the wedding ceremony, they break the glass and they say that if you can put this glass back together, then you can separate.
From your wife.
From your wife.
So the glass represents your wife.
Because in marriage, your wife's going to get broken. She's going to have kids.
It breaks the body.
The body will change.
The body will change.
The mind, yeah.
Your age.
Yes.
Her back.
Yeah.
Her waist. So many things
Lord, that
happen. So in a way, marriages are breaking. But then it's an understanding and you work it through and you understand that, you know, I'm going to break this woman. Well, you don't want to break her heart. That's what we were doing before. So you're going to break certain parts of her, but it's for the benefit of the family.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset that we want to have as we're going in. So.
Oh my goodness. They've got me all up in my feelings right now. Like, oh, you're making this marriage thing so attractive, so nice, so beautiful. Pastor McCann, you've done so well.
Thank you.
You were a gentleman.
Thank you.
You were a gentleman, and you have been a gentleman. And Lady Joella, you've been amazing.
Thank you.
But, you know, with the way we are talking, you know, saying all of this, earlier you mentioned challenges. Viewers, if you just joined us, we are talking about love in the spotlight. We are talking about relationships in the spotlight. People who feel okay, couples who are okay putting their relationship or their marriages, how beautiful things are. The good parts only, though, on social media. Yeah. And I have seated with me here Pastor Michael McCann and his beautiful wife, Lady Joella McCann, and they've shared something amazing so far. The challenges, I want us to go back to it, in case somebody just joined, just to really understand that, yes, you have had to cross hurdles together. Yeah. You have had to face things together. And it's gotten you here. It's taken you work of 17 years to see the beauty that people or your followers on TikTok are seeing and loving. Lady Joella, I want us to just go back to the challenges.
I think earlier on in our marriage, we really understood that bonding is important.
Okay.
Yeah. And God was good in the sense that we moved from the UK to Ghana. And it was just the two of us. So we really got the opportunity to bond. But then we got pregnant with our first child in the first year. So I unfortunately fall into the spectrum of women who have issues in pregnancy. And I mean, I love our firstborn son because he's spitting image of him, of his dad.
Yeah.
But then what happens, what they say for some people is that when you are carrying a child who is a spitting image of their dad, you find the father very repulsive. And you know, everybody has their own individual smell. And your sense of taste is heightened in pregnancy. Your sense of smell is heightened. And there would be days where we'd have to sleep on the opposite ends of the bed.
So his head is there, your head is there.
And I'm here facing the wall because I couldn't get close to him. And here we are as a newly married couple.
I think my smell made you vomit before.
Yeah, I'd vomit.
And that was weird.
Multiple times a day.
And she told me, like, your smell is making... And I'm like...
And it doesn't matter that he changed... No, it doesn't matter that he changed the soap.
No one's ever told me I smell.
He washed, you know, but it just... It really... We couldn't even sit close.
Ooh. Yeah, it was strange.
We couldn't sit close at times. So I would have to time myself because your hormones are sort of raging through your body. There are the days where it's down, there are the days where it's up. And on the days where I realized that my hormones were low, I would come close and be like, your smell is not affecting me. And I'll be like, let's jump into bed. Quickly, let's jump in, let's get close, etc. You know, so it was challenging because he is so romantic, he's so loving, he loves touch, he loves to be close. And here you are, and what is going on with me obviously is beautiful. I'm carrying our first child, etc. And he can't even come close. I'll be like, oh, the baby's moving, but stay away.
Ooh.
You get what I mean? Oh, baby has moved, but stay away. Oh, this is going, but stay away. Or I'll be like, you know what, let me try and force myself. I mean, I'm an adult. I come close, but as he's coming close, my stomach begins to boil. I go and throw up. That upsets him. And it's a lot.
But then what you did to make up for that was that you were still fun.
Oh, yeah.
You were still enjoyable to be around. Good conversation. We still played games.
Yeah.
And did things to bond, even though there was a separation between us.
Okay.
So if you closed off all of those things, that kind of pushes me away. So even if there's something you're struggling with, make sure the other things, you do them so that your partner's still drawn in. I'm going to answer the question, even though I haven't been asked.
No, I was going to ask you as well. So
if you're finished.
That's fine.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I would say is that when I got busy with business, I started to think to myself that Joella was looking at me as some great guy, doing business, making money. And I reduced my level of words, appreciation, and the little intimacies because I thought to myself that what I'm doing is more important.
Okay.
No, like I'm trying to establish us. So because I'm busy trying to establish us, men's minds are very narrow. Women's minds are very wide.
Yeah, we can.
So when I'm thinking about money and business, that's it. When I wake up in the morning, I don't see her. All I see is the business, the money, and I think she's looking at me like, what a man. So that's the truth. Like, I have to explain it because maybe someone's making that mistake.
Yeah.
It was a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, I sprung off the bed, I was doing business calls.
Yeah.
I thought she was looking at me like,
ah. That's my man.
She wasn't
He's
doing that.
working so hard.
Yeah.
But I was looking at him and thinking, how do you get up first thing in the morning and tell me, like literally, so side and side on the bed. And as soon as our eyes open or he realizes I'm awake, put this in my diary, put that in my diary, make sure that I
I've
get to the bank. I need to send money to this person.
How romantic,
I need to send,
right?
and
So romantic.
And as he's getting off the bed to go and bath, call that person, get them to call me back in 10. And I'm like, good morning.
At least he got you involved in the work.
Yeah.
So this went on for quite a while, and then one day she grabbed me and she said, like, good morning.
Like,
We say good morning to each other, right? And I was like, yeah, good morning. But I still didn't register. And I'll just be off again, gone from morning, back late in the night. I'll bring maybe a gift or some food. And I think, like, I'm doing so well. I'm a 10 out of 10 man. I wasn't. I was like maybe -2, -3 at that point.
Right.
So that was a massive mistake I made. Doesn't matter how long you've been married, take words to your wife.
Oh.
Embrace her in the morning. Now I'm the morning person. I do the good mornings because I see it as important. But it's because she showed me it's important.
Yeah.
So you have to be teachable and trainable in marriage because it's not everything we understand. And sometimes as women, you have to help the man where he's gone blind. Because men, we blind ourselves to certain things. So find a way, put food in front of him, help him have a nice warm bath, massage him a bit, and then show him how to do something that you need him to do. Sometimes you have to help us like that. Because Joella did do that.
I love that part, and that brings me to you, Lady Joella, because I know that a lot of the times women expect that, oh, my man is supposed to know this, my husband's supposed to know it, my boyfriend's supposed to know it. Why isn't he doing this? We don't see that, we don't see the need for us to put in the work to try to draw him back or to try and let him refocus that you were supposed to have done this, but you're not doing it. And so when he ends up not doing it, it becomes a problem.
Yeah, it does. And because I would say, we got married young, so there was a lot that we've had to learn along the way. And it's been a lot of studying. And you see, how the Bible puts it is that we are the man's helper. A lot of ladies, I feel these days, go into marriage as well, thinking that it's like a castle made in the clouds, and they're just literally gonna sit, and this man's gonna buy you the Birkin bags, and he's gonna take you out. And it's not. It's life. And how men have been raised are different. We have 6 boys. I am doing my best to make sure that their hygiene is on point, their manners are on point, how they speak to people are on point. If I'm with my sons and we get to a door, I stand there with my bag. And then you will see them open, you have to open the door for mom. And then you see someone come and take the key and open the door. As I'm coming towards the car, one of them rushes, they look at each other, and they open the car door for me. But these are things that they've seen from their dad. There's been so many times where, when we were younger, I would go and stand at a car door. He's already sat in the car, sparked. Are you not coming in? I'm like, oh my God. Are you not getting? He'll be like, time is, And I'll just have to, later, so you have to, this is where the studying comes in. Men absorb more when they have food in their stomach and when they are sexually satisfied.
Okay.
And ladies are the man's helper.
Yeah.
You're not, help him to help you.
Okay.
Help him to help you.
Right.
There are many times that I've wanted to say something to him. If I gauge his temperament at the time, and I think that his food levels are low, I will come out with a snack, a sandwich, something or the other. And or a drink, a smoothie, something. To make sure that if this is going to be a conversation that is going to take an hour or so, the rumbling of his stomach won't get in the middle of it. And if it's a heavier topic, then the laundry is coming out. The perfume is coming out.
Let's clap for her.
I like that.
Let's clap for her.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, then we tackle the topic. I'm helping him to help me. After this, if I now then put my hands in his hair, rub him, and I'm like, you know what, love? There are just a few things that I would appreciate. And your wording. I said, the wording. There are a few things I would appreciate. You make me feel good when you open doors for me.
No, that's true.
I appreciate.
Let them know that the little things you're doing for you, you see
I appreciate when you do that.
Yeah.
And we are an older couple now, so I let him know, I appreciate when you help me change a nappy. I appreciate when you help me, bath a child. I appreciate when you heard one of our sons talk to me in a manner and you came and said, you can't speak to your mother like that. And you don't speak to any other lady like that. We help the men to help us. Yeah, go ahead.
So I like giving gifts. I've always been like that. And there's been a few times I gave her bigger gifts and the response wasn't how I thought it would be. And I'd be looking at the gift and thinking, but where's the response? And then one day she said to me that there's a way to give a gift. And I'm like, really? So she showed me a video of another guy giving a gift to his wife. And I was like, okay.
And how was it?
That was romantic.
So
I realized that
he presented the gift with some words and...
No, come on. Like, the actual thing he did, he hid the thing behind her pillow.
Yes.
I'd never think of that. And this was an African man.
You would just go and present
this was an African man. Yeah. Like, I learned from Africans, and I think we learn from anyone that's doing something well.
True.
You admire anything that's good.
That's
so I watched this African man, and he said, I've put something behind my wife's pillow on the chair. She pulled it out, some AirPods.
An earpiece that she wanted,
the Apple ones. So I was like, if I had done that, I would have given her the AirPods and thought to myself, wow.
You've done well.
Great. As I'm leaving, she's seen me as like Superman. She didn't.
But the way to do it.
So now, if I'm giving her something, it's always in a surprise way. I put things behind her pillow.
Oh, he gives gifts. He gives gifts now in the most fantastic ways.
I've stolen that from someone else.
So I find gifts behind pillows. I find gifts hidden in different places. And if he is going to give me a gift straight on, it's not just, here it is, but it's with, words. I'm about to give you a gift. This is what the gift means. This is what it made me think of concerning you. And this is why I did it, etc. And it just,
And that's where I've realized that it's not the price of the gift. It's the way you give it and the words that you add to it. I didn't know that. I really didn't know. The biggest gift I ever gave her, the response was very small. And it pained me. I was like, was it not big enough? Was it not the right color? Like, I did not get it. But now I understand it.
At this point, my next question would be, I know the viewers are watching me this morning and are wondering, what are you saying? Men like Pastor McCann, you can barely find them in today's world.
But they are made. It took time.
My goodness.
I wasn't like
thought.
Sure.
Hold that thought. We'll continue. We need to read some messages. We have some messages coming in. Please use more hours to talk about relationships. Oh, we'll try, because effects of relationship is causing people to do illegal mining, corruption, and really? Thank you, Mercy Goodness from Achimota. We'll do our very best to give you some more hours with the Let's Talk Relationship segment, okay? Good morning, watching live from Kumasi, Ahinsan. I love this couple. Yes, we love them as well. We really love them. Please, where is the man's country of origin? You want to go there for a man, eh? Where's the country of origin?
My father's from Kashmir, and my mother's from the UK, so I'm a mix.
Yeah, mix.
So Kashmir is in between India and Pakistan.
Yeah, so Kashmir and English.
Okay, so you didn't add your name. There you are. There it is. Good morning, Nessie Edua, and your guests in the studio. I'm so intrigued by this couple. The wife is full package of modesty personified, and I really like the way they both share and accept the truth irrespective of how hurtful it was. May God bless their union forever. Amen.
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 God bless.
It's really beautiful. Good morning, Nessie Edua. God bless the couple. They make marriage beautiful. When you have a God-fearing and loving partner, you will always be happy. Chai, see me behind my TV feeling butterflies in my belly. I know, right? Like, I'm not the only one. Hey, what about me sitting here that I am the one that is doing the interview? Right?
Oh, gosh.
Please, I want to know their favorite thing about their relationship. Okay, yeah. So you let the viewer know your favorite thing. Okay, yeah. So I think that's about it. But keep on sending your messages because Pastor Michael McCann and Lady Joella McCann are still here with us. And they're showing so many things that it's giving you butterflies in your tummy. Don't worry, you'll get there. You'll find your own. But what is the most beautiful thing about your relationship?
I would say the fact that we can talk about anything.
Okay.
I think it's two things.
Yeah.
One, we can talk about anything. And then on the days where we cannot talk, we still look out for each other. Yeah. The biggest thing that made me realize that God in heaven with all the angels, Jesus. And like, God loves me. That's how I can put it. Like, God loves me to a degree that I do not deserve.
No.
There was a day that Michael and I had an argument.
It was a bad one.
A very bad argument. Yeah. And I do not normally talk during arguments. I keep quiet. So he talks, surprisingly enough, he talks more than I do.
Okay.
But he said something that struck a nerve. And I said today, I will give it to him. He will hear everything I've never said.
Wow.
Today is today. And I insulted him to my heart.
It was from head to toe.
I insulted him.
Like, it was difficult not to cry. I've never had an insult like that before from anyone. It was so unique. She packaged it properly.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. I insulted him to my heart, and I felt, yes, like...
You have done well.
If there was a crowd with us in our bedroom, they would have applauded that.
Wow. That's
why you dear, like, that you, for once, you've done well. And in the heat of the moment, I said whatever I wanted to say. I was done. I went to go and sit on the floor. I wouldn't even sit with him on the bed. I put my pillow on the floor. I was sitting there, and I began to feel a funny sensation. My feet began to tingle. My hands began to tingle. And then it was climbing my feet, my hands, and I realized my hands and feet were going numb. And immediately I was hit with a migraine.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even get words out. So a drop in my blood pressure had triggered a migraine, and I was out. And so Michael sat there and watched me, because I was sitting, but watches me slump to the floor.
Because it's something that's happened before, but not as bad as that.
Yeah.
She's had migraines before, but when she fell over, I was like, it's like she had passed out.
Whoa.
And back in the day, I was much slimmer.
Yeah.
And she was bigger. And we were on the second floor.
Yeah.
So I had to pick her up.
So so I've just insulted you, maybe 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, and I'm sitting at the end of the bed.
I'm hungry as well, I didn't eat.
Yeah. Because whatever had happened, I wasn't giving him dinner, I was sitting on the end of the bed, I was annoyed.
Everything ended.
Full stop, everything come to a standstill. And he just watches me slump over. My only memory is he carried me to the car. Next thing I know, I'm being carried out of the car to the hospital, and he spent the entire night, sat next to me. And I think after they put like a second drip on some injections, whatever, I must have come to about 2 or 3 a.m. And I remember I opened my eyes, I looked over, and he had been peering at me the whole night. And when this was going on, and you know what the Ghana nurses are like, step out of the room, let us work. Yeah. And I could hear him from far away saying, Joe, I'm sorry. Whatever that I said earlier, I'm the one that insulted him. But he was saying, Joe, I'm sorry. Hang on in there, I'm sorry. Anything that I said, I don't mean it. I love you. I'm so sorry. And I could hear this in the background. And so when I came to, and I was, the pain and all had gone down, I looked over at him, and I was like, I'm also sorry. I should not have said all that. And I knew I was loved from that moment in time, because we used to tease each other. And I'll say to him, couples are carrying each other. Husbands are carrying. I said, please, I'm slimmer, you are bigger. He always say, I value my back. There'll be something I'll be like, Michael, carry me. He'll be like, please, I beg you, I value my back.
Hold on. Pastor Michael, do you have brothers?
I have one brother, but he's taken.
Is he older?
He's younger.
He's younger?
Yeah, he's taken.
Like about what age? He's taken. Oh. Taken as in relationship or marriage?
He's 34. He hasn't married yet, but he's in a relationship.
He hasn't married yet.
But he has spoken about marriage
this year. He's spoken about marriage, yeah.
I repost him.
Sorry.
He's also a sweetheart, though.
He is. He is.
Oh, my God. Oh, God.
Yeah, but people keep asking, does he have a brother? He does, but unfortunately, he's been in a steady relationship for the last 6 years, and he's talking marriage. So.
But
I think what we will say is that if there are guys watching, they should take the tips.
Yeah,
they should.
This is why we are sharing this.
Yeah.
The mindset that he came into marriage on, together we have built on it. So at least he knew, do not cross boundaries with ladies, let them feel respected, and I feel respected up until today. Up until today. We'll have an argument and he will say, oh, I'm sure that maybe because of how you feel, you want to keep your distance, you want to, be in your space or whatever. And I'll be like, no, we should still come together. We should still keep close. But we've spoken. That's why I said one of the number one things I feel helps our relationship is the communication. So we have spoken. And it's in the communication that we have shared, even if we've had an argument, We both prefer to be close than one person is in a different room and the other person is in a different room.
And we speak about a lot of difficult topics.
We do.
And you'll have tears in your eyes because marriage will bring tears out of you. So we've done that. And I would say what I admire about the two of us is the way she is able to make me feel special and taken care of. So because I feel those things from her, it steadies me, it comforts me, and it eases me in the stresses of life.
So social media only getting
they are
getting the tip.
Like we dance like that slow dance in our bedroom.
Oh, a lot of the time.
On a regular.
On a regular.
And we wouldn't have the nice clothes on. She'll have a nightie, maybe I'll just have my t-shirt and shorts. But we do it. I'm saying all these things so other people can apply it. My mum and dad are married and they're complete opposites, but I saw them do these things. So I'm only doing things that I also saw happen. I've also added it and improved on it.
Yeah.
So you can hear what I'm saying and go and improve on it. Like I'm saying, I saw this African man hide the earpods behind the pillow.
Yeah.
Do it all romantically. And I was like, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
I'm a man, he's a man. So anything I'm doing, any guy can do. And I know guys that do these things. And the love letter that I read at the front of church, we've had, I think, 2 or 3.
We've had 3 couples,
4 people come and do the same
in our
thing.
church as well, when it was their wedding anniversaries, the men wrote poems.
After he did
it.
Oh,
so now in our ministry, it's a big thing. When
normal.
it's let us know your wedding anniversary. We will put it in the calendar. We will give the man and the wife the opportunity. We celebrate
and
you.
bring your love letters
and bring
read them in
your
front of everyone to hear. Don't keep it a
So
secret.
there was one couple that when the man had written his poem for his wife, she had written one for him,
one back.
and there was not a dry eye.
That's a very beautiful culture to cultivate.
Yeah.
You've done
and
well.
they are guys.
They are guys.
They're both guys.
Yeah. They are our church elders, they are guys.
And they did it so well. We were all in tears.
Yeah.
I was like, he did it better than me.
You started
I started the thing. You've got to done better.
And his wife said one. I didn't say why because I didn't know he had written a poem. But his wife said one to him, how she loves him, she cherishes him, she sees all the sacrifices he has made. It was beautiful.
He also went on his knee and asked for forgiveness for things. He said he'd been a naughty boy.
Yeah.
And he did that in front of the whole church. So it's possible.
That was
definitely possible. So don't give up on love.
Don't
give up on your partner.
Yeah.
There are 2 questions that I have. So the very first one, we have a lot of messages coming in.
Oh, let them come. Let the messages come.
We love the fact that the messages are coming. Let the messages flow. We'll read the messages for you. The first one, I know definitely somebody would think that maybe the difference in maybe cultural backgrounds, let's say upbringing, race has a huge effect or is a huge contributor to the fact that we are seeing all this bliss in your marriage. Is that any way true?
I don't really believe so. My older sister is married to a Ghanaian man from Nkoko.
Yeah.
And he and my sister are one of the relationships that I have really looked up to.
Yeah.
Because, we are all Ghanaians. We know what our culture is, our own background, etc. But he's very intentional about my sister.
Yeah.
Very intentional about her. His love for her, his consideration of her. And with him, it's literally whatever my sister says. If my sister says go, fine. If my sister says no, then it's a no for him as well. Like, he cherishes her and treats her like an egg. But one thing that he did was he learned from other couples. Yeah. Regardless of race, regardless of background. If there was something good that a couple are doing together, he came home and he said, wifey, this is what I've learned. This is what I've seen is good. And so I want to do the same. He came across couples that will leave their children with relatives and take their wives out on dates. And when I was young and I wasn't married yet, I was like, I hate Valentine's Day because I end up with 3 or 4
children to look after
every Valentine's Day because he is taking, this is what he's heard that, take your wife, when Valentine's Day is important, take her out. And I would be stuck at home, no partner.
In the nursery, kindergarten.
No partner, no. And with all these children and all, he'd take her out. Like, he's been very intentional.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that we didn't see because my older sister's father has passed away. But there's a lot that she has also learned.
Yeah.
So the absence of a father doesn't mean that she hasn't been able to pour into his life as well. So it's a constant studying. Race should not be a factor. Culture should not be a factor. Age. You can't say, oh, the lady I'm married to is maybe she's too young or she's too old. We can't relate. Love cuts across.
Everything.
It cuts across. And it also comes down to your mindset. Like, do you want to wake up one day and not see this person? Ooh. Yeah. Do you want to wake up one day? Because we say, oh, my husband did this, my wife did this, and we hold all this. I will sleep on one end of the bed. You go and, you see people building fortress and wall of Jericho in between.
I know one guy that said that in their bathroom, there's a divide.
Yeah.
Everything's separate, and you can't cross. The wife said you can't cross onto her side.
Yeah.
The toothpaste is separate. The soap is separate. I was like, are you in prison? Or are you married?
Goodness. Pastor Michael, Lady Joella, unfortunately, see, that's the reason somebody said that we need like
more time.
More hours for this conversation. But let's read some messages. Okay. Jennifer Bozo says, good morning, Yessia Dua and your guests. I'm really enjoying your show this morning. Please, I want to talk to your guests one-on-one. How can I reach them? Don't worry. They'll put their social media details out there. Do we have some more messages? Let's take them quickly. Okay. Do we have some more? Right. Please, I want to know their favorite thing. Okay, you mentioned that. Please, I want to know the song or playlist that reminds them of their relationship. Hey, sister, you are in some romantic mood with this morning, though. Be careful if you're living alone. Okay, so hi, I enjoyed the conversation. Beautiful. Yes,
thank you.
Enjoyed it too. Ahinsa. Okay, so good morning, watching you live from Kumasi. Ahinsa, I love this couple. Please, their social media platforms, they'll put it out there. Do not worry. Okay, what do we have here? God bless this couple. They make my day today. They've made my day today because I'm going to learn a lot from the man. So God bless them. Mr. Me, God bless you so much, you and your wife. Ah, God, am I a spoon? Now, this is my example. I have been praying for now, eh? Not hot breakfast from other Adams. My goodness. Oh, this is see. We pray that we the single ones, God will bring us men that are even better than Pastor McCann. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
It's been a lovely and wonderful time. Please put your social media handles out there for our lovely viewers.
All right. So it's PS_Joella. My name is spelled Joella. That's for Instagram, TikTok. I'm not usually on Threads, but mainly for Instagram, TikTok. On Facebook, it's Joella Dankwa Kofi. It's actually Joelle. So I'm a Joella. Joellie. And then my surname, Dankwa with an NK.
Okay.
Our main platform is actually TikTok.
It's TikTok and Instagram for now,
And we do respond to DMs.
Okay.
So any personal questions you have, just DM us. We will respond.
They are there for you, my lovely viewers, and it's been a wonderful conversation on Let's Talk Relationships. I've had fun and I've had so much to learn from this beautiful couple. Pastor Michael McCann and Lady Joella McCann, thank you so much for your time this morning. Great to have you. And that's it. My name is Yessia Dua Akomia, the Golden Girl. I didn't do this alone. KMJ and Rosemary Fellow were here with me as well. We come your way again tomorrow. Bye.